I thought I'd give you some more info, a bit more background on our caravan holiday at Trecco Bay that we just got back from last week. We'd never stayed at a Park Dean resort before. We have stayed at different caravan sites, but we usually do Haven in Pwllheli, which is only a couple of hours away from us because we're in Chester. So it's dead handy, just such a short journey time. But we've been to Haven quite a few times, and my husband was like, "Please, can we try somewhere new?" So Trecco Bay had really great reviews, and I was like, "Let's give it a go." Um, I think the first thing for us was that the journey time is so much longer, obviously, because it's South Wales. It took us about 4 hours in the car, and like that's an us thing. That's not a Trecco Bay thing. It's not Trecco Bay's fault that we live 4 hours away. We thought it would be fine, and I think it would have been, but maybe our kids are just a bit too little for a 4 hour. I mean, we broke it up, but maybe it was maybe a bit much for them. Anyway, what happened was you get a check-in time. Our check-in time was 4 o'clock. I don't know if that's the same for everybody. But when we've been to Haven before, the one at Pwllheli, I just really like the way that check-in works. It's just really swish. Um, you get staggered check-in times, so you might get given 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. And you all queue outside in your cars. You drive up to the security hut. They check you in there, then and there, give you the key to your caravan, show you on a map where you're going. You drive onto the park through the security and get to your caravan and park up. Amazing. So I've been to a couple of other caravan sites where that's not the case, and it's you park in a big car park and then go in, walk into a reception. So when we got onto the Trecco Bay site, and that was the case, you park up and you walk to reception, totally normal. However, there was no kind of security at the gate, so we just drove on, and nobody asked us um, for any proof that we were staying there or anything. So you could have been anybody driving on, I suppose. Um, but we drove. We found the car park. It was full. We'd arrived a little bit earlier. Our check-in was 4 o'clock, but I'd been able to book swimming for 3 o'clock. And I just thought it would let us start the holiday a bit sooner, because 4 o'clock check-in time, it's quite late. It was only a Monday to Friday holiday, and that's kind of most of your day gone. So I thought I'll book this swimming at 3 o'clock. So we arrived probably about 2:30ish, a bit before, no, a bit after, maybe like quarter to three, 20 to three. Plenty of time. But there's no parking space. So we drove round and round and round the whole site. No parking spaces to be had anywhere. So I thought, well, the worst case scenario is we don't get to go swimming. But then I thought, I don't know how we're going to park up to go and check in because there was nowhere to park. Um, so eventually, I just got out the car. My husband was just driving round and round. We'd been driving for 4 hours by this point. The kids had like desperate to get out the car. And I went into reception and I explained that there was nowhere for us to park. And I asked if they could tell us which van would be ours, even if we couldn't get in the van, maybe we could leave our car there. And they said yes, they could for a fee of £35. But at this point, like I said, we'd been in the car for most of the day. The kids were knackered, and I said, yeah, fine, I'll pay 35 quid for this parking space because I'm that desperate to get the kids out of the car. So I paid 35 quid. We parked up, we went swimming. It was great. Kids loved it. Amazing. We got back to the van and we unloaded everything after swimming. We'd done a little food shop, so we shoved everything in the fridge, put loads of stuff away. And then, because it was the first evening, we went out for dinner, went to the arcades, we were gone for a couple of hours and then we came back to the caravan again. By which point, it was about 8 o'clock, and we realised that the fridge was reading 22 degrees. And we've got obviously milk, for the baby, and I'd brought yogurts, I'd brought cheese, butter, and like we're vegan, so it's not dairy, but it's still going to go off. Do you know what I mean? If it's not in the fridge, so I panicked a little bit, and by that point, reception had closed. So I rang the out of hours number, which goes through to security, and they came over and they couldn't fix the fridge. They ended up taking some of our food to go and put in their fridge to keep it from going off, which was kind, but then obviously we couldn't get the food. We couldn't get our food back. It was difficult. Anyway, every single day that we were there, I was checking in with reception, like, hi, any chance there's a fix for the fridge, or could you bring us a little tabletop mini fridge? We'll plug it in, put the milk in there, whatever. Nothing. So somebody came and just said, oh, it's because it's warm. It's August. And I was like, well, I'm pretty sure even though it's warm, your fridge shouldn't be at 22 degrees. The fridge was actually, inside the fridge was warmer than outside the fridge because it wasn't that hot. Anyway, they ended up eventually replacing the fridge at 3:45 on the Thursday. So we'd been there since Monday with no fridge. 3:45 on the Thursday, they fixed it, and kicking out time is 10 a.m. on the Friday. So we had a working fridge from 3:45 on Thursday afternoon till 10 a.m. Friday morning. And it was just a massive nightmare. And I know that's such a first world problem, isn't it, having no fridge? But you go on these holidays, they're meant to be kind of self-catering. You're supposed to, take food and stuff with you. And it just meant that we ate out more because we didn't have any cold food in the caravan. So we did spend a bit more money. The food that we'd bought was wasted because we couldn't eat it or keep it cold. And it was just a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, that was our Trecco Bay holiday experience. I think we're already looking to book for next year, probably a caravan again, because the kids love it. Not Trecco Bay. I think we'll probably go back to our favourite haven in Pwllheli, and probably have a slightly better experience, hopefully with a working fridge.